We're live.
Are we live? We are live. Hey, YouTubeverse. YouTubeverse.
YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. The YouTubers.
YouTubeO
Vision.
We, what's the back? Avalanche Amber Ale from Breckenridge Breweries on the taste palette tonight.
Yep.
They're not officially endorsing us, but maybe.
No. Someday.
All right. Ike is out of the shop. Nobody's probably going to watch because nobody knew we were going. Hey, Driddle's okay. Oh, there's Driddle. Hey, Driddle. Anyway, nobody knew we were doing this tonight, so I'm not really expecting anybody. We don't know exactly how to do the editing. I didn't want to mess with that, so here we are doing it live. Doing it Bill O'Reilly style.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay, maybe not his. Yeah, but you guys get the reference.
Right. Nope. Anyway. Yeah, we live for 6:55, although it's now 6:58.
Yeah.
We
need to make Driddle like a moderator or something because he's always
hanging out. Yeah, it's a good call.
Yeah, I have no idea if anybody else is gonna show up, but we're basically just gonna.
Hey, Alex,
cool.
What's up?
Hey guys.
So if you guys have questions while you're hanging out with us, feel free to ask them. Our questions are a little few and far between tonight, so we kind of came up with some favorites.
Yeah.
That we were gonna chat about.
These are kind of common questions we get in the shop pretty often anyway, so
we chat about regularly with our homies.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, nice. Okay.
What's the Sunburst Super Strap behind us?
That's a USA Washburn. Shares my name. It's actually really cool. We can't figure out why it's been here for forever. It's a really cool consignment piece we've had, and honestly, Ike and I love it.
Chris loves it.
Yeah.
Me.
The neck on it alone is great.
Buttery, fast, and delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a Washburn USA model. Let me.
Could be yours.
It's not like we have other things to show off.
Yeah, USA Washburn. Yeah, you don't see a whole lot of these, but it is sweet.
She is nice.
Real nice floating trim on there. Yeah, very pretty.
Can I get that in?
You got it?
It's backwards, but it's a Washburn.
That's all right.
Back panel. Nice belly cut for us rotund players. Rotund.
Yeah,
as I mess up the word rotund.
Right.
Because I'll have to play with the quarter. I forgot that pick off.
Oh, it's right here.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I guess we should have had something ready to plug in too. And
right.
Oh well. Hey Frank Cochran, how you going? Oh, USA, yeah, there's Joe. What year? That's a good question, actually. I don't know if I remember right off.
A good one.
If I had to bet, I would say like mid-90s.
Seems like a pretty good bet. Solid bet. A nice.
I want to say between like 94 and 2008, somewhere in there.
The rectifier is pretty sweet behind Dylan. Yes.
This guy.
Big old.
There's the rectifier. On my big back.
Absolutely. Yeah, we get a lot of really cool consignment pieces in here, you know. And we get some new stuff. People like to trade towards new gear. So, you know, if that's something you're into, we always do that. I feel like I have all the personality of.
I'm not practicing this stuff either, and we don't have Ike here to be cracking jokes left and right.
That's right. But yeah, so we were going to talk about how about that Friedman amp? What's that going to set me back? Let's see. The Friedman amp is the
PT20, the pink taco, and it's the offset version, which is kind of a reference to the old Marshall, like the old offset Marshalls. That one, what we have, that 950?
Yeah.
Yeah, 950 or so for that one. I think they retail new about $14.99 or so. So it's definitely a solid. Honestly, that's probably one of the house favorite amps for like a solid Marshall tone.
Oh, thanks to Ben for sharing.
Oh yeah,
welcome,
thanks, Ben.
Pete. Yeah, absolutely. Although Ben hasn't commented, he just.
Oh, cool. So
yeah.
Hey Pete, how's it going? Thanks for the shout out on Canucks. I'm actually on there. Are you? Did he add you there?
Yeah,
okay, cool.
yeah. I'm not a Canuck at all, but
Well,
in spirit, in spirit, you know.
Hopefully, you can meet our Canuck brethren soon.
Right. Yeah. Whoever makes it down here.
Yeah, I'm sure Ben, or if we ever all get to go out to NAM or something, that'd be cool.
Would be pretty cool. I'd like to go to NAM. Howdy, Bam.
Hey guys.
So
yeah, and I was gonna say again, Chris said it earlier, but there weren't as many of you guys watching yet. If there's any questions you guys have, feel free to throw them at us because we don't have a ton of material to go over tonight. So
yeah, we're
really just kind of hanging.
Right. The one question we did have was from Ben, the aforementioned Ben, and that was what is our like favorite acoustic guitar?
Oh yeah, that's a good question for you. You're the acoustic man.
So I love a nice bright acoustic guitar. My number one acoustic, ever since I mean I've had it forever, and it was it's like I think a 2000 like Seagull with a flame maple. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Plugs in pretty nice. Sounds great. You know, the longer you have an acoustic guitar, I feel like the more you play it, the more the top vibrates and the more it will vibrate. It's kind of like you can have a really old acoustic guitar, but if you've never played it, it's not going to have the sound that it should, you know?
Yeah, a little broken in.
Yeah, you really got to break them and get that top vibrating a lot. But
personally, my favorite is the one I own.
Yeah.
My grandma actually bought it for me, so it kind of, now that she's gone, reminds me of her. It was a Seagull acoustic, and that one's one of my favorites. It doesn't have the guy that had it before me apparently decided to take all the finish off of it. And I actually think that made a pretty good improvement because I've played other ones that have the finish on there and they sound a little dead compared to this one. This one sounds a little more warm, a little bass heavy.
Yeah, absolutely. I like
Hey, Walking Dead.
I mean, I would never take the finish off of my guitar, but it's always cool when hey Janice, it's always cool when something like that has already happened.
Oh, cool. Ben's sending people.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben. If he's
is an R9 in stock? Brian Cote wants to know.
An R9.
What is an R9?
Yeah, refresh me on that one, right?
Justin Cox, man.
Wow.
Hey,
yeah, we actually
Joe.
got a pretty good turnout. So to say, yeah, just to let you guys know, for anybody that just showed up, Ike is out of town for the week, so that's why we're doing this live. You guys can hear us okay, right? Too. I didn't even think that but you guys can hear us all right?
Yeah. I guess so. We're getting questions. People are talking.
Yeah.
Les Paul by Gibson. Yeah, I do like a Les Paul by Gibson, Todd. Howdy, Brack. Favorite acoustic is a 1969 Yamaha that was my grandfather's. That's pretty sweet, man.
Oh, Gibson R9?
Oh. Like a...
Oh.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not familiar with that particular model. I was going to say, we actually aren't a Gibson dealer yet, but with all their new changes with the new CEO, Ike and I have kind of thought maybe down the road. You know, if
and of course
things line up. Yeah.
And their new, what is he, the assistant?
Mark?
Mark Ignici, the whatever he is, the brand ambassador. I'm a big Mark Ignici fan.
Yeah,
he's cool. So I think that was a good move for them too. Hey, thanks for the heads up there, Joe. We appreciate it.
Hey, Quentin. I was just say, if we missed you guys, sorry.
Andrea, how are you?
There's actually a lot more of you guys turning up than I expected. We thought nobody was going to show up tonight.
Yeah, no, it's great. We've got 23 folks watching right now. That's great, man. So let's see.
We want to start one of the questions, or do we have some other stuff in there?
Yeah, I think let's hit one of our ideas there. So we just got Fender in.
We did.
So we're now Fender dealers. Right now we've got the Mexican line and a bunch of really cool amps, of course. And I guess we were trying to figure out like what our favorite Fenders were. So Dylan, what is your favorite Fender
that we
got in? Yeah.
Well, before it left, because we sold it like day one, pretty much. The Powercaster was probably of what we just got. That was my new favorite.
Came and went. It was pretty sweet.
It kind of had that double agent vibe that the Reverends have in terms of the P90 in the neck and the humbucker in the bridge.
Right.
That was probably my favorite so far. I'm actually really want one of those Meteoras, the blue one.
Oh yeah.
That thing looks awesome.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get those in when they're available.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, the 66, the whole alternate reality series was actually really cool.
Yeah, they've done some cool stuff. Yeah, I like that Power Catcher too. It had like a Gibson style scale length, with 24 3/4. But honestly, I really like the Sunburst Strat that we got in, just a standard straight up Strat. I mean, it's super classic. It's got that sort of two-tone, sort of what they call the tobacco burst, or I don't know if we're allowed to call it that.
No, I think
anymore.
they still call it that. I hope.
Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, it's
tobacco suggestive. Tobacco burst is suggestive now.
Anyway, yeah, that was kind of like the first guitar that I ever sort of lusted after as a kid for some reason. Yeah. I think because the Fender's website back in the 90s was the first guitar website that was like super interactive. They had like you could listen to
clips,
tones, clips of the.
No, I remember that too. Like even when you'd like click on something and it would hover over it and tell you like what specific model, like of bridge and all that stuff. Yeah.
Right. So I think they sort of embraced the web presence pretty early, which is cool. So yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying this one is a Washburn. I know the font's backwards, but hopefully you guys can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty sweet flame on that, or quilt, I guess is more accurate. But yeah, we had a question about it right away. It's a USA.
It does have a Wilkinson trim on it too.
Yeah. Pretty sweet.
Yeah. No, we actually really love the neck alone on this one. I would almost say, I guess this one would have to be like a D or maybe a U, because it's got just a little bit of a flat edge on both sides.
Right.
And then it has a nice kind of curve. Not quite a soft V curve, a little more rounded, so that makes me think it's probably in the D or U family.
Right. So, Joe, we don't we're not a dealer for Ibanez or Jackson, but we do have a couple of really cool Jackson Rhodes models in stock right now that are used right behind Dylan.
Got the Randy right there,
and an Ibanez. Yeah.
Randy's passing anniversary was 2 days ago, actually.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a big day for guitar guys.
Huh. Driddle wants you to play some Nugent again.
Oh yeah. You want the Great White Buffalo back?
Right. Oh man. I'm gonna say it's 22 frets. Todd. Yeah, I think we have the guitar priced at the 900 mark.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Should have plugged this one in actually.
Yeah,
we weren't really thinking about it. It was kind of impromptu.
Impromptu. We needed to get the video out, and so we just kind of got it rolling. So I guess another thing that we were talking about was it's cool to hear that it does ring out there, Walking Dead. It's cool that you can hear it. Hey, Amanda.
Oh, Amanda's Ben Coombs' sister.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's one of the
Amanda.
Last name. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for all the referrals from Ben and the Canucks family. I have as time hands. Anything sounds more badass if you put the word time in front of it.
I think so. Dylan, tone hands. Dylan does.
Oh, tone hand. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, he's got. He adds a lot of low end with his playing. For some reason, he gets so much low end.
Yeah, I've actually bottomed out a few different amps where almost sounds like I sent it out of phase just by hitting it with so much low end.
Yeah. I don't know. Everything sounds beefier when Dylan.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. I'm trying to make sure we're not missing anybody. If it looks like we get quiet and start staring into the camera.
Right. I know. Right. It's kind of one of those things. Yeah. Thanks,
I know.
RJ.
Of course. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I could. Well, he's off in Boca Vista with the. What did he post the other day? Journey's End.
No,
he's like, I know Florida. Yeah. That was pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
it's like we know Florida is definitely the retirement state, but that was a little severe. Like,
right, seriously.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. What? I was thinking about.
Hey, Shauna. What was our next question? We have no arrangement to this tonight. We took care of the new fender. So the one question we get a lot is always about clones and which ones are our favorites, at least of what's in house.
Yeah, I don't think we disagree on this one. I mean,
yeah, I was gonna say there's two of them that rise to the top of my list for accuracy, and then there's one that's just fun.
right.
So for me, yeah, the Archer is the one I have. That one's probably the main one I would stick with personally. Gold or silver is great. The Ryra clone, that one's probably more accurate. I mean, in terms of the tone, but I still like the Archer's feel. And then after that, the Sacred Cow is another great one, and I feel like that's probably the most overlooked one.
Right.
But by far, that's one. Like if you need a clone with just a little more push and a little more sizzle, that's definitely
Sacred
the
Cow is
one.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about adding the Archer to my board, swapping it out for the Dude. Now that I'm much more in love with my with the drive on my Mesa.
Yeah. Oh, and that's kind of something like we talked about before, especially with Mesas. They're not like any of the Mesas that are more vintage voiced, like the Marks or the Expresses or even the Lone Stars. All of those, like if you give them a slight push, they're already going to end up kind of in Dumble territory anyway.
Right.
So usually, like the Archer is always a good candidate to kind of give it that push because you're not really changing what the Mesa's doing. Whereas like the Dude is a great one if you're on a clean platform like a Fender or even a high watt or something, and you got to push it into that really singing kind of mellow drive. That's what the Dude. That's like I think the Dude sings more than most any other drives that we play regularly.
Yeah, absolutely. I do love my Dude. Yeah. I mean, go ahead, pick up guitars, right? I mean, like that's the thing. Oh, and oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say thanks for moderating, Terry. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Let's see. Are we missing anything?
I'm sure we're missing a lot.
I know.
I had no idea so many people were actually going to turn out for this one tonight.
I know, right? I feel like
it's great, but
grab something cool too. What is that?
I'm gonna grab the Tokai now.
Oh, that's a pretty good call. I think because it's come up a couple of times, maybe I'll pick up Yield Randy Rhodes. Yeah, see what's going on with this.
Get your RR.
Get my RR on. Plus, it's great for sitting in a chair like this. I think, or maybe I'm wrong.
Great for smacking me right in the face.
Yeah.
You got a tuner on there. All right. I was just saying, I apologize right off the hand. Like if we miss anything you guys are saying, it's not intentional. We're just
right. So yeah. Speaking of that, Denny, we're in Denver, Colorado. So swing by when you're in town. This guitar's not. I'm gonna end up stabbing Dylan in the face. So.
Where on the planet are you guys located? Yeah, you just addressed that one.
I have a Les Paul copy too. How about that? Oh, Harley Benton.
Yeah.
I think this guitar right here is probably the best value in the shop. I think we got it like $250.
Stupid good price.
Yeah,
it is. It's got some weight to it too. I mean, for me, Les Pauls, I don't know. I like the weighty ones. They feel less like toys to me. If you're gonna have an LP style guitar.
Yeah, definitely, and it rings out real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like the way. Yeah, we both got our LPs in. Oh yeah, Vernal, Utah. I've got some family there, I believe, or somewhere close to there.
Okay, yeah, you have actually been out there quite a few times.
Yeah.
Utah's definitely an easier state for us to get to.
Right.
And I actually used to live on like the western slope, so used to go over to Utah all the time.
What model of HP is that? The Harley Benton? I'm not sure what it's called. Oh, it's called the VT series. Yeah, it's just a Les Paul copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sweet little guy.
Actually, yeah, both of these.
Yeah.
Are pretty solid LP copies.
Yeah, that one.
This one's the Tokai. Is there a Tobias company?
No, but maybe you should start it.
Maybe I should, because people keep asking me if this says Tobias, and I'm like, it says Tokai. I thought it was fairly apparent, but maybe not. Is that a 550? I think it was 250 is what we, for that guy.
Yeah,
for the Harley.
But yeah, it's a screaming deal on this guy. Tovai, yep, absolutely. We do not carry or sell the string butlers. RJ, sorry about that one. Yeah, I love Colorado, the dog PA. Yeah, we're big fans of it here. I moved here about 12 years ago, but Dylan's native, so.
Yeah, I'm one of the. Well, I guess MJ and I, or both of us, are the only two from here.
Oh, right? MJ's native. Yeah. I didn't know that.
But yeah, it's actually pretty rare to be from Colorado these days.
Oh, thanks, BA. Yeah, the 550's model name.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Sorry.
SC. Oh, yeah. I like hockey.
Add it to the tag.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got to put one on here.
We actually do like hockey. That's being in Colorado, I would almost say hockey's probably more loved sometimes even than baseball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just with the Avalanche, I mean, that's a.
Like, well, they came out of the gates so strong.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They were, for the longest time, they were like our only legitimately successful team. So, I mean, the Broncos obviously, turned out pretty decent, but they waned from year to year.
Yeah. Tough season this year. Let's see. The Feather Lakes on vacation sounds like a lot of fun.
All right. Do we want to continue to number 3?
Yeah, I like that question, actually.
All right. So this one was one that Dave actually had for us. Favorite, like, band-related movie, either a biopic or documentary or even like a live concert is kind of, I think, what he had in mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is there one in particular for you, Chris?
I'm always shocked at how well damn, what's his name? Val Kilmer melted into Jim Morrison.
Yeah, see, this is a week where we can have like full unabashed like Doors fandom because the rest of the time, like, we can't even bring up the Doors or Jim Morrison. Ike hates the Doors. Feel free to give him as much crap about that as you guys want because I think the Doors are awesome. Dave likes the Doors. Chris likes the Doors. We all love the Doors. So.
That's true. Yeah, but yeah, the Doors is a great biopic.
Yeah.
Biopic. Yeah.
Biopic.
Yeah. So
I feel like that sounds like a procedure.
Right. Yeah. Biopic. What about you?
I actually, the new Queen one was pretty damn solid.
I got to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, in terms of accuracy, but it was actually really, really good. New Queen one was really good. And I'm the only Queen fan in my family, so for me, that was like, I'm like in the theater and I'm like, yeah, nobody else around me likes. But yeah, no, the new one was pretty sweet in terms of the biopic stuff. For concerts, that's tough. I love the live. When I was like 13, I bought the live binge and purge.
Oh yeah, that's tough to beat.
Yeah, and so like for me, Metallica, like the '89 show in Seattle on Binge and Purge, in terms of like a live show, that was one of the more influential ones for me. There's so many good ones though. I mean, in terms of live stuff, I think you and I both love, even though it's not like a movie, we both love the Live at Leeds. Like, I think that'd be one of my favorite like live.
I think that might be my favorite live album.
Yeah.
I mean, it's certainly right off the top of my head. I love Live at Leeds by The Who. So good.
Am I missing? Yeah, actually, an SRV movie would be pretty sweet. It'd be tough to hit it in terms of the musicianship. Like, how do you fake Stevie? But
right. Yeah, you'd have to like cut to his back or whatever.
Well, yeah, or do that thing where they do in like piano movies where they go up high enough to where you can't see the hands.
Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say too. I think I melted my VHS copy of Pulse by Pink Floyd when I was a kid. Man, I played the crap out of that when it was relatively new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved, man, David Gilmour going up on the big riser, during the solo, Comfortably Numb, because he was way too cool for school, But yeah.
It's a top one. Trying to think what else. Oh, I have what box set? It was like a Zeppelin box set. Yeah. And they had a live BBC sessions on it from when Jimmy still had the Dragon Telecaster.
Oh,
And
yeah.
there's only like 4 or 5 songs on it, but that one, in terms of like a live, and even the whole thing was cool. But that was one of my favorite portions of that like DVD that I loved the most and probably played so
That's
much.
awesome.
Yeah.
What else? What else am I into? Live records. Yeah, not much. I mean, I mean, there's so many, right? S&M was really.
Yeah, they're
Really,
gonna
I
do.
love
Did you
that.
hear they're gonna do a second one?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they
Sweet.
got a hold of San Francisco Symphony, and they're gonna do a second one for like the 25th anniversary, which makes me feel ancient. But
Can't be 25,
I
right?
thought that's what they said.
Maybe 20th.
Maybe 20. Well,
I think it's,
oh,
I
here,
think it
well,
was 99.
99.
Wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe that. Yeah, maybe it's the 20th then. Or maybe they're planning it for the 25th. I don't know.
Bro,
I just know that it's in the works.
Yeah.
20th. Okay,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
got
There
it.
we go. BA's got it. We'll take whatever he says. Have a good night, Lionheart. Thanks for stopping by.
Billy Connolly is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. His of course his role in Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
Brief legendary.
I actually really loved him in Last Samurai. Did you ever see that?
I did. Yeah.
I love that
absolutely.
when he's trying to train him.
Right,
He's like,
right.
pay attention. It will save your life.
Absolutely.
Honestly, Joe, our streams are as long as we go. We didn't actually think anybody was
we didn't
gonna
think
watch
it was
this.
Gonna turn up.
I
mean, we were thinking like a half an hour probably.
Yeah, that was the initial intention, but
right.
Now that we've engaged part of a captive audience, I think.
Right. Yeah. I like that AC/DC live album.
That's a good one.
When
Yeah.
I was a kid.
My buddy Jake loves that one. That's probably like if he had to pick a favorite, that would probably be it. And actually, the stuff that they did in Russia with the what was it? The Giants tour.
Oh yeah.
Like I think it was '91 with AC/DC and Metallica and a few other bands, but there's some live stuff from that was always pretty awesome too.
Yeah.
The Ray Charles movie. That
was a good one.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that was really good.
It's a great one. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, I like the Johnny Cash one too.
Yeah, Walk the Line. That was a good one.
Yeah. And then what was the other one? The joke one. Walk Hard.
Oh yeah. The Dewey Cox story.
Yeah, that's right. So.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the Johnny Cash one was good actually. Reese Witherspoon I thought was really great in that one too.
Yeah, she was. She
was kind of the standout. Yeah. For lots of reasons. But no, I mean, I always thought actually that one's impressive to me too because I don't know about the rest of biopic movies, but they're actually playing their own. They're actually singing the material themselves. So I always thought that was kind of a point in their favor for that one.
Right.
Do we have any questions before I move on to this one?
Oh, Neil Young definitely has some excellent live stuff.
Yeah.
And I agree with Amanda. I mean, she's biased because she's Canadian, but Rush is great too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Beyond the Lighted Stage.
Do they hand out like Rush DVDs in hospitals for babies?
I think
in Canada.
I think you're issued. I think you're issued 2112 out of the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
like
that's
everybody.
The way it goes.
It's like your social security card
right,
in Canada is
right,
a Rush
yeah,
CD. Yeah.
Rush. Yeah, Rush 2112. Yeah. Oh man, join the band, Mark. Yeah, I love that movie. Empire Records.
Yeah,
yeah.
Another great one.
You love war.
What's that one with Tom Hanks? Where he's playing the manager for the band that's.
Oh, That Thing You Do.
That's it. That's a good one too.
Okay, so
I like that one.
I don't think this is a controversial thing, but I really think that is the best fake song for a fake band ever in a movie. Like, I mean, as far as like,
what you're saying. Yeah, it's not like anything in because Almost Famous was kind of a good one too.
Yeah.
But it's not like anything in that movie was.
Fever Dog was a pretty good tune.
Yeah,
now that I think about it.
Almost Famous. But something that thing you do like that one's is a pretty solid.
It's a pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shauna loves Rush. Right on. Oh, Neil Young is Canadian too, but I will forgive him.
Pre-77 Rush, huh? I'm familiar with Rush, but not familiar enough to know the distinguishing between the pre-77 stuff.
I love
Typo Negative.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of the Typo Negative one. I guess I had After Dark on DVD, Yeah, that was pretty good. They had some really cool stuff. The whole thing where the guitar player was like clearly on heroin and was constipated the entire tour. That was kind of an interesting through line of that thing. I mean, they never mentioned the fact that he was on heroin, but I think it was pretty obvious.
You mean people don't just fall asleep against walls with their eyes open?
Right.
Normally?
No, I don't think so. It's never happened to me. Well, maybe it has, but anyway. Working Man, yeah.
So was there a lineup change? Like, is that, I don't know. I mean, when he's saying the original band, or does he just mean like the original iteration, like the original conception of Rush? Or was there a lineup shift?
I don't think there's ever been a lineup shift.
That's what I thought. So I was going to say there. So what happened in '77? You guys tell us this one.
Yeah. What are we missing? Because it's Lifeson and Geddy Lee and Neil Peart, right? Yeah. That's pretty much it. Rock My World. No, I have not seen it. Always go for Lager.
Oh, so drummer did change. Okay.
He did? Oh, I didn't know that.
So there's pre-Neil Peart. That's cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I was not aware.
Or maybe I think they had an album. There was like their first record maybe had a different lineup too. Now that I think about it.
Well, what's crazy to me about them is like they can touch on so many things like in one track.
Oh, I didn't know that Neil Peart was not the original drummer. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, right on. Sorry.
Maybe this is something as Americans we were not privy to.
Yeah, well, we weren't issued 2112 book on birth. So.
It went weird.
Okay. Timbit, yeah. What is it? A Timbit? Are those donut holes? I think that's what those are from Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons, yes.
I think Justin's got some people beat trading a Fender tube amp for Rush tickets. Some commitment, man.
Yeah. I mean, if it was working and in good order, I mean, that's kind of tough. Oh, man.
All right. Well, let's see. I think we got one more question in terms of our semi-official ones. This one was like, what's our first memorable show as a kid? And I guess we could break it into two because you had a good point. Like, what's the first one you were dragged to as a kid that you loved versus which one's the first one you actually bought tickets for with your own money? Yeah.
So for me, the first one that I was dragged to was saw Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons in like 1995 or 1994. I'm not sure. Which was pretty sweet. They played all the hits. Of course, and I loved the oldies when I was a kid. I still love the oldies, so I knew them all. And then, so that was the first one I was dragged to. I was probably like 12, I think. 12. And then, yeah, my folks were not super forthcoming with pop music or anything like that. We had one pop album in the house, and that was Jailhouse Rock by Elvis. The rest was musicals.
Could have had worse.
Could have had worse. Yes, yeah. That's true. The rest was musicals and classical. So I listened to a lot of
Slayer, Arch Enemy, and Hatebreed.
Yeah, it's good times.
For me, yeah, my brother was babysitting me in 1993, and one of his buddies couldn't go, and so they offered him a ticket. My brother's about 12 years older than me, so he would have been like 16. Or no, 15, 16. Anyway, one of his buddies couldn't go, so they offered him a ticket. And he didn't know what to do because he was babysitting me, and my mom was actually up in the mountains at the time. So he dragged me. And the condition that the doorman made with him was that I had to be on his shoulders the whole time.
Nice.
So that way it counted as one ticket. So that was the condition that.
That's hilarious.
Now, luckily, my brother was like giant then, but
right, yeah.
So like that was no problem for him. But yeah, that was my first like exposure. That's where I got bit with the metal bug for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I can even remember. I don't remember like the whole show for sure because I was like 3, but I remember like flashes of it, and I do remember thinking like it's what I thought a riot was for like years after.
No,
I just assumed that it like going to a Megadeth concert was basically what it felt like to be stuck in a riot.
Right. Yeah, and then the first show I bought tickets to because I'm gonna go there.
Michael Schenker's the best.
Yeah,
love
I
Michael
totally
Schenker.
agree. Was Paul Simon and Bob Dylan? They went on a co-headlining tour in like 1998, I want to say.
This is the first you bought your tickets.
Yeah,
for?
I bought tickets to that. They played at Great Woods, whatever. It's the amphitheater, sort of south of Boston, because I was living in Rhode Island at the time. And it was a great show. Bob was crazy and drunk and hard to understand. Paul was amazing, and I still like the thing that sticks out to me the most of everything was Paul played a Parker Fly for like I don't know 60% of the show.
Well, see, that's what's crazy with him too. Is like I always wished some of the early like Simon, like the 64, 66 era stuff, especially with 66 though. Like even Hazy Shade of Winter.
Oh,
like that riff, electric is. I mean, obviously the Bengals and other bands have done it since then. But like that one, if they would have come out of the gate with that one electric, it would have been, I think, a game changer back then. Just solid riff. Yeah. But it is interesting to think of him playing a Parker Fly.
I know. Well, he played it acoustically. He played it with the whatever the
piezo or something.
Piezo, yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. I wonder if it was like a weight thing.
Maybe, or
maybe it's like a
I don't know.
He's a wee little dude, so
he is a tiny guy.
So maybe it was a weight. I'm thinking it's a weight thing. It's the first concert I spent my own money on.
Hey Ben, welcome.
Oh, I think I was 16, 17. So honestly, most of the time, my mom was actually really awesome. She loves metal and death metal. So like, I very, very rarely had to buy tickets to go to cool shows when I was a kid, just because my mom had already taken care of it. But what was it? Actually, it might have been. I'm trying to think. Might have been one of the first Mayhem Fests that I spent my own money on.
Yeah.
And Motorhead was playing, and that was the main reason. Yeah. And that was one of only 2 times that I got to see Motorhead. That one's a pretty standout one, even though as far away as I was. Right. It was still like, I don't know. Lemmy's like, I don't know, one of my favorites all time. Anything.
It's true.
Just one of my favorite people. And for me, that was probably the main one that sticks. There's a few other ones that were shortly after that, but I think that was the first one I really remember where I spent my own money to go.
Yeah, that's that makes sense. So,
hey, Mr. Coombs.
Mr. Coombs
hey,
is
Ben.
here.
Thanks for all the referrals tonight, man. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. We got our highest total of live viewers.
Yeah,
which is pretty sweet.
So we'll just make Ike disappear every time we need a high turnout.
No, I'm kidding. Have Ben.
I know. No, actually, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll coordinate it with Ben so that he can just like move one audience from one spot to another.
That's right. Well, we're all Canucks with guitars. I mean, yeah. At least members.
So I wonder if, like in Sweden, if there's an equal group to the Canucks called the Canuts. The Canuts with guitars.
Right.
If there's not, Ben, get on it. We're going to start one, and we're going to spread the Canuck family into the Canute family. All right. Do we have any other ones in particular?
Well, I was trying to figure out the best show I ever saw, and I think.
Oh, best show you ever?
Yeah, okay. best show I ever saw. I think it was probably I saw Perfect Circle open for 9 Inch Nails in like 1999 on the Fragile tour. I think Judith was a single, but the Murder Gnomes was not an album yet, so they were like relatively unknown. Of course, everyone loved Maynard and stuff, and that was news. But like to see those two like powerhouse bands just like bring down the house, that was pretty sweet. Yeah, that was at like the Providence Civic Center or something. Yeah, that was a great show.
Well, what about best concert you went to, or best showing of a band that you didn't like? Like you didn't like the band, but you had to objectively be like, they put on an awesome show.
Oh boy, best band.
So I know what, like for me, Godsmack opened. I can't even remember what show it was, honestly.
Yeah.
But I I'm not a big Godsmack fan. To me, they tend to come across kind of cheesy, and I just never liked it. But like Undisputed, doesn't matter who was there. Everybody agreed, even if you hated them. Like they put on one of the best live shows I think I've ever seen. For like just a unit of 4 dudes doing their thing. Like they were on time. They brought it. They made everybody else look like amateurs. It was actually kind of crazy. Like I said, not a fan, but I can't knock them. I mean, they played their asses off that night.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
And then my favorite show, I got to see Metallica in Boise, and I was front row, like front right up against the rail, right in front of James Hetfield.
You've told stories about that show. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Right in front of Hetfield.
Yeah.
He even threw me like 2 picks, like to me, because I was the tallest person in that particular spot.
Nice.
So he would kind of like point and then toss me the pick. That was definitely my favorite for sure. And in terms of a live show, like that was one of the first big shows I ever saw.
Right.
But it was also Metallica, and usually, if they're on it, they're on it. I mean, people give them shit from time to time, but like when they are on it, they're on it.
I was thinking about your question, which was like the band that I wasn't expecting to do well that did really well.
Yeah.
And I really was. I've been so selective with shows that I've seen. I can't really come up with one because I'm kind of maybe a jerk. But I'll tell you, the band that let me down the most was the next time I saw Nine Inch Nails, which was 2005 on the With Teeth tour. That was a disaster. I mean, should have been the coolest thing ever because it was like 1,000 people at the Marquee Theater in Phoenix, where I was living at that point. And man, it was a disaster. Like the sound was bad. They just didn't have their act together. It wasn't dialed in at all. So I was kind of bummed about that. Anyway.
No, that would really suck. Like if there was a band you were counting on seeing, you're excited to see, and it's crap.
To have it be like the same band as like one of my best shows and one of my worst shows at the same time.
Did it make the best one better?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah, you can, for comparison's sake. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a lot less like synth stuff, and like, I mean, normally that wouldn't bother me, but like Nine Inch Nails is sort of like that. And he had like 3 guitar players that didn't seem to be playing very well in sync on stage. It was kind of a weird band setup for that tour. Anyway, so yeah, I was still bummed. Right. I love Nine Inch Nails still, but
yeah, some of them more impressive ones too, in terms of just like seeing a band do their thing. Even though I like some death metal stuff, I'm not like way into it. But some of like the death metal bands I've seen, it's unbelievable to watch those guys play at that speed in time for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, my arm would fall off if I tried to do some of the stuff that these guys do. And so that I've seen, like, Enslaved, Entombed, Amon Amarth. Honestly, people they're another one that people give shit to, but like live, they're unbelievable. They're such a tight band.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And so like it's, even though like I said, some of them haven't always been my thing, but man, well, At the Gates, man, when I saw them, they were ridiculous. That's probably my favorite, actually, now that I think about it. At the Gates and Amon, that was an amazing show. Oh, somebody's asking about the Tokai again. Tokai.
Yeah, it's a love rock. It's like a 2008, we think. We're not 100% sure.
Yeah, this one's actually been very tempting to me personally.
Yeah, it's a sweet guitar.
It has the look. It has the feel. It's just solid.
Have we seen Suffocation? I have not seen Suffocation.
I don't think I have. I've seen several good ones, but I don't think I've seen them yet.
No.
Yeah, At the Gates was. Oh wait. If I had to guess, around 8-ish, about 8 pounds. Most of my guitars are about 9 to 10 pounds, and this one feels just a tad lighter. So.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's nice. It's not super heavy. What else?
Yeah, and I was going to say thanks for the shout out with the link, Terry. I'm not sure if this one's listed yet. We've actually got to get some more official photos of this guy, but it is definitely a pretty solid one.
Yep. Well, anyway.
Oh, Down was another one. Walking brought them up. Yeah. I saw them too with. I actually saw the Sword, Down. and I forgot who else opened for Metallica. Election Day, 2008.
Wow.
So I went to vote that morning and drove down to Denver from the mountains and saw Metallica down in the Sword that night. Oh, the Sword, actually, they're another one. I got to give them props for consistency for me. They're one of my favorite bands. They used to come every year like clockwork, and they would always put on an amazing show. And
Nice.
they were always one of my favorites, especially live, just because of I always knew I was going to see a good show. It might not always be the best one I ever saw, but I always knew I was going to get a good one. So
Right.
they're definitely one of my favorites.
What are we asking for the Tokai?
I think we're in the 850 range on this guy.
Yeah. Take care, Amanda. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I was just say the Tokai was a kind of a semi-recent trade-in, and MJ was actually out of the country for like 2 weeks, and then Ike left. So we're right now just kind of holding down the fort. But
yep. Let's see.
Night, Amanda. Thanks for popping in.
Let's see. Thanks for checking that out. Yeah, it's not listed on our website, but you can totally get a hold of us via the website, and we would love to make a deal.
Yeah, we don't have the game show going yet, but
no. Let's
see.
We
can't have like a virtual spin wheel.
That would be pretty cool.
Kind of cool. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unless there's anything else you guys want to chat about for a minute, we might wrap it up here soon. Hopefully, we're not going too long for some of you guys. We honestly didn't really expect anybody to watch tonight, and so we definitely appreciate you guys, spending the evening with us.
I don't think the Washburn is on the website.
It's another one that's been, it needs some. That one should have been. Yeah, no, you're right. I need to check that out too, make sure. And we're trying to address some of the used gear. We've honestly focused on local for like so long now that right now we're just in the middle of tidying up the website. And so now that we got Fender in, we're basically hammering out all that new stuff, and then we're kind of systematically trying to chip away at the all the used listings. That's technically supposed to be MJ and I's project.
Maybe let's see what happens here. No, let's not click that. Somebody looks like they may have linked to the Washburn if it's there, maybe. And then there was a question that I missed that I wanted to. I don't know.
Thanks, Shauna. We appreciate that, especially since we weren't sure what was going to happen.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Ben wants to know about the Friedman behind us. That's the PT20. It's the offset version, and it's sweet.
20 watts of Marshall styled Fury.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's actually a pretty beastie little 20 watt. I don't even know if we've ever really pushed it, but
no, I don't think we have. But
you don't hardly need to. It's definitely more than band worthy.
I totally agree. All right.
We miss anybody else?
Link is safe and Washburn listed for $8.99.
Cool.
Thanks, Terry. Somebody build a channel. Hey, maybe thanks, Todd. Cheers, man.
Just say maybe that's your calling, Justin. You could start getting the weekly round of guitar related show knowledge and or schedule, something along those lines.
Todd. Hatfield is a Colorado guy now. He lives up there. He talks about it at length on his podcast that he did with Joe Rogan on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, I got the impression, I might be wrong, I got the impression he ended up out towards Minturn, which I could totally see, because Minturn's really great, like if you want to be near Vail and Beaver Creek, but you don't want to be up there with all the other snooty folk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Vail and Beaver Creek, I used to actually work on the water district up there to maintain all the like fire hydrants and stuff up there. And man, some of the stuff people come up with. Like one lady made me put the little booties on to walk on her driveway.
On her driveway?
On her driveway, yeah. Wow. Yeah, no,
cool.
Her car was fine. Yeah, the car apparently was fine for her. Yeah. Wouldn't let me park on the driveway, and I had to wear the little like green booty things all the way up and down. And I'm like, you realize once I get in there, I'm like, I'm gonna have to put on a whole nother pair just to go in the house. But lady did not care.
And Joe, we do have a little bit of wiggle room sometimes in our prices depending on the item and what we kind of took it in for and what we're looking to get out of it. So
yeah, no,
feel
too.
free to-
Any of the stuff you guys see, like if it's not listed or something weird has happened, just give us a call if there's anything you guys are ever interested in. Just give us a call during business hours, and we're always willing to chat with you.
Sure, send us a message on Facebook.
That's another great option.
Yeah, especially if we're not open at the time.
Right. You want to wrap it up since we're getting close to an hour, I guess?
Yes, we should. Yeah, it's almost 8
All
o'clock.
right.
Yeah. Ask for the friends and family
Family
discount.
discount,
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, thanks, Hugh. Thanks for is it Hugh?
Yeah, Hugh.
Thanks, Hugh. Thanks for staying up. Hopefully, we aren't gonna mess up your morning.
Sorry about that, crowbar, but Corel bar. Yeah. Anyway, we're.
Yeah, sorry, we just wrapped up, but I think these post relatively quick after we wrap these up. So.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and thanks again, Terry, for moderating, and Ben, thanks for sending everybody this way. And any of the Canuck guys that are watching, thanks for sending people this way. Definitely appreciate it.
Good night, all. Yeah.
All right. Well, good night, guys. Thanks again. Thanks for the turnout. Hopefully, you guys had a little bit of fun. Ike should be back next week, and we honestly are. I know we keep saying it over and over and over, but we are actually trying to get more videos going and stuff that's not just us blathering away at a camera for an hour.
Absolutely.
So, thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. You guys have a good one and stay safe.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. We really appreciate it.
See you on the flip side.
Good night. Yep.
Now you guys can watch us struggle to close this.